play with some trades. My name is Joe Leone. I'd like to welcome you to the stock round. The real-world concepts of buy low, sell high, and long-term investments are very much true in 18xx games. We ended the initial auction by player 2 setting the par price for the Lehigh Valley. Looking at the map, we can see that the potential to build from Lehigh Valley is severely limited. Let's look at the information available on a game tab. This is the game tab for the stock round. Previously, player 1 ended the auction by purchasing the private company Baltimore and Ohio. You can see player 2 has the priority and will take the next action. The next thing to notice is the list of companies. Note that 2 shares of Lehigh Valley are owned by player 2. 1 share of B&O is owned by player 1. The B&O doesn't have a price yet because no one has started the company by buying the president's share. Scrolling down, you can see the list of players. Let's look at player 1. He has $445 cash and a total value of $585. Total value is how you win the game. It is the sum of cash you have and the value of the stocks and privates you own. Liquidity. This is how much money player 1 has available if he sold all of his assets. In this case, he has nothing to sell, so it's equal to his cash. Certs. This is the number of pieces of paper a player can own. The total limit is set by the player count. In a 4-player game, you can own up to 16. Player 1 has 1 share of B&O and 2 privates for a total of 3. Scrolling down further, you can see the stock market. Note how Lehigh Valley has a token on the $95 block. I will explain more about the stock market later. Okay, let's watch a stock round unfold. It takes a minimum of $420 to start a company. Player 2 has $310. All the other players have enough cash to float a company by themselves. He has several options, including not spending his money. But the shares will not get cheaper next stock round, so he invests in B&O. To purchase the share, click on the company. In this case, the president's certificates has not yet been bought, so player 2 will get to set the par price. He sets it at $70 and becomes the president of the B&O Railroad. Player 3 owns the Delaware and Raritan Private, which controls access to New York. So there is the potential to start the LV Railroad, and with player 2 only having enough money to buy 2 additional shares, player 3 could steal the presidency. So player 3 buys 1 share of Lehigh Valley Railroad. Player 4 wants nothing to do with the power struggle in the East, so he decides Pittsburgh and Lake Erie is a company for him. Player 1 will buy an additional share of B&O. Each player has taken 1 share from the IPO. This is our situation. Player 2 has the presidency of both the Lehigh Valley and B&O for now. Player 3 has 1 10% share of Lehigh Valley. Player 4 has the only 2 shares of Pittsburgh and Lake Erie, and player 1 has 20% of the B&O. We can see the relative positions on the stock market below. Let's continue with the stock round. Player 2 buys a share of B&O. Player 3 purchases a share of Lehigh Valley. Player 4 quietly buys another PLE. Player 1 buys a 3rd share of B&O. B&O floats, which means the Baltimore and Ohio will get its capitalization. Player 2 spends lots of his money on a share of B&O. Player 3 buys another share of Lehigh Valley. The asterisk by player 3's shares indicates that he is now the president. Player 4 buys another PLE, followed by player 1 buying a 4th share of B&O, now tying player 2 in number of shares. Player 3 purchases another Lehigh Valley. This floats the Lehigh Valley. Player 1 buys his 5th share of Baltimore on Ohio. He becomes the president of B&O. Player 2 has to pass. He is out of cash, and you are not allowed to sell during the first stock round. Player 3 purchases the last share of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad. Player 4 floats the PLE by purchasing the 6th share. He has done this solo. Player 1 and Player 3 both spend the last of their money buying shares of PLE. Player 4 ends the stock round with a purchase of the only share available, Lehigh Valley. Let's look at the stock market after the stock round. The value of a company's shares can change during the stock round. Their value will move vertically. It will move up if it is completely player owned at the end of the stock round, or down 1 row per share sold during the round. This becomes important during the operating round. Companies will operate in decreasing stock value. This means during the operating round, Lehigh Valley will be the first company to lay track, buy trains, followed by B&O, and finally Pittsburgh and Lake Erie. In the next video, we will explore the operating round. I hear the conductor. That means it's time to go. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and a comment. Until next time, have fun training.